Hey, I'm gonna show you how I will draw Vance's house, um, and hopefully give you some idea of how I do most of my drawing. So the first thing I'm gonna do is look for a reference. I sort of have an idea of what I'm looking for, so this is just to introduce you to the process of drawing. So I'm looking really for like a country home in Taiwan with like a little shrine on the side, because in Taiwan they have lots of little shrines. So getting a reference photo, let's see. Let's try something else. Closer. Let's see. This is closer. This is even closer. I might hold on to this one. It has this little area here. This isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but I'll keep it on the side here. This is closer. I kind of like these windows that are very common in Taiwan. I do kind of want it to have kind of like a Chinese look, like this kind of like red wooden structure kind of thing with the pillars. So I'll hold on to that. I guess the only thing I'm missing now is like a little shrine. So I'll look for that. House shrine. These are all too big. Something like this. That's a little too Japanese, I think. This could be interesting. This like little mailbox one. Even though it's Japanese. Oh, this is actually pretty close to what I'm looking for his house. Just need like one more big one for the shrine. I don't want it to be like over the top, I just want it to look like it's important. Still not too much luck. Just looking for something that's kind of like a shed. Maybe something like this, yeah. Alright, I'll just hold on to that. That's enough for now. I usually start with a pretty arbitrary size. I think I'll start this. I'll start this canvas at like 1024 by 768. Let's see. But actually, I want to use the same colors as the other picture, so I'll just do it in my original drawing. Okay. I'm going to start by opening another version of this just so I can steal some colors from it on the side. You won't see it, but I will. And I'm going to try to get this gradient again. Let's see if I can. Okay, got it pretty much, and I'll just nice gradient there. Backwards. Okay, that's a good first start. I want his house to be kind of on a cliff, so actually it'll probably be pretty close to the bottom of the thing. So I'll grab this pink here on the bottom. Maybe I'll make this a little wider so you can see a little more. So you can pretty much tell what I'm doing. I'll make that. Okay, so now I've got a nice sky. Label that. Okay, so at this point, I guess I'll probably draw a little horizon for like a little cliff face here, so put that in front. And it doesn't need to be, this part you can just sort of like fake it, I guess. Actually, I'm just realizing now that this is going to be probably way too big.
Yes,
Yes, I want to draw.
I brought her by to chat to you.
Oh wow, hey guys.
How are you?
Sorry, some friends came to visit, so I just have to stop and talk. Okay, guests are now gone. Here's me doing some little animation as a prize. Okay, so I decided to change my tune. Now I'm going to actually try to do it a different way. I'm going to try to do the actual height and width of the screen. I'll probably do it a little bit bigger just because it's always good to have like a little few extra pixels on the side. So we'll say, even though the width of this screen is going to be 157, I'll make it like 200 or so. And then let's make it 300 so that it can scroll to the side a little bit. And then for the height, we'll say not, the original height is 118, but I'll say 150. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is do that gradient again. There we go. And I got that nice gradient. Okay. And as before, I think the first thing that I'm going to do is probably draw sort of a cliff line so that we can see that his house is on a cliff. So, bye Brian, have a good day. Let me just go into this picture. This is probably a good way of doing it actually. And grab a nice green. This is supposed to be his house, so the hill color should probably be the same. Save this as so just draw like a little. Why is that so weird? You're probably, oh, it's because the opacity is 8%. That's why. Okay, so we'll draw like a relatively flat line with a few deviations for the cliff. Maybe we'll color those in later and say that they're rocks. And that might be like a little too deviant. So I'll erase it a little bit. Okay. On the edge of this cliff, I'm gonna have some grass, I think. This is going to be the part where I'll start making up colors. I'll try to do like a little grass line here, the way you would have a tuft of grass at the end of a cliff. Oh, this is getting a little out of hand. Part will probably be covered by his house, but again, if we want to do any parallaxing or just have a nice, cliff face to work with later, it'd be good to draw this out. I'll have to go through here and make it so that I can fill it all later. Okay, so now we have a cliff with some grass on the edge. I think actually I'll have to use the same sun as from the previous picture, so I better just copy that and bring it over so that it's the exact same size. I do want an unrealistically huge sun, or I don't care if it's unrealistically huge. There is the sun. Yep, this is what we want. Okay, great. And I'm not sure exactly where we're going to put it for now. I guess we'll put it sort of behind the grass, so like that. So I'm looking at this grass. I know this is, sort of piddly, but if I was doing this myself, I would say, like this shouldn't be here because it should be sort of nicely layered. This is okay. I don't care about this, but I don't want it to appear that it is actually like it's sort of covering it up. And then maybe even, no, I think it's okay for now. We can go back and make it thinner later or more spiky or something. The next step I would say would be creating the structure of his house. So now I'll go back and reference some of those pictures I took earlier. This one I think is probably the closest. And obviously this house is like super worn, but I do like the sort of like the really old style of it. It's as though Vance was living in this old house that, he never had money to buy a new house or anything. He just had to move to this old one. So what I generally do is I just leave this open on the side while I do my own stuff. You can sort of bring it in and bring the resolution way down and just sort of like draw over it, but I think that ends up looking a little weird. I prefer to do it. It comes out a little more cartoony if you just look at it as a reference, which is what I think I'm looking for. So to get the right look, maybe I will start by drawing some shapes. Here's the base of his house. Maybe I'll do a sort of a yellow. No, a white. I don't think that's tall enough, because actually the character, let me see if I can bring the character in here for reference. Here we go. Oh my god, he's huge. Oh no, that's just not his real size. That was actually a blown up version of him. Let me see if I can go and get his his smaller version. Here we go. There we go. That's his real size. So if we think about, that's way too big. His house isn't that big. I was probably closer with my earlier estimate. Something like that, probably. he's got some little attic, which makes his house a little taller. Okay. So his house is like this size. And then maybe on top there's like this sort of reddish thing like we saw in the picture. And it's going to be smaller at the top. So I'll probably transform it and do this kind of funky crap. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Maybe I can use can I just skew it? I think I can. No. There's a thing. Let me just go turn on the fan. Oh, maybe I can just do it here. Well, I'll tell you what, we could try to do this all day, but I think the easiest thing is going to be just to go back and rasterize it, and then just go back and like actually cut the pixels out, so to get the right effect. So at the top there's like, I'll go back and adjust this later probably. At the top there's sort of like the top of the McDonald's restaurant. It's like this straight little top. And then it sort of turns into a different shape. And we'll get that sort of really stereotypical looking house. Edge. Let me put a few more pixels out over here. Yeah, so we've got like a little thing. And then the easy part, which is we delete this and then 2 copies of this. All this is to sort of avoid anti-aliasing, you know. You can reverse it here, but I find that it sometimes distorts it. And sometimes you have to back and look a little bit. Sort of hard to tell. Basically, we know that after 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe just after the steep ones, is when it matches up with this. So we'll go over here. Yeah, like that, it's even. But you can see already we've got some distortion. So any kind of tool that you use is going to end up trying to like smooth out your stuff. And then we'll just fill that one in and combine. Now I've got that sort of nice house top. His house, I'm not sure, I don't know if we're going to do like this, I don't know if we're going to do this like little patio in front and all that, but I think I will definitely do like a smaller version of his house that's his shrine, which is going to be right in front of the sun, of course. And we definitely need to do some grass in front of here, so let me see if I can get some grass going. Actually, grass probably won't be good to do first because the door would probably be built before the grass. I will make this little front brick porch here. You can see here. We have this good brick color going on now. I would hold down shift so I can make a straight line like that. Alright. Don't ask me why I wasn't doing that before. I guess the dimensions here are kind of like vanishing. It's kind of a vanishing point in the middle of his house. So now with this, actually, this little piece here, probably we're going to have some deviation in the color. And when I do that, I like to have I like to create like a noise filter. Do that. And I'll show you what I mean, because I probably won't let this go on forever. So you add just sort of like a slight color, so it looks like it's sort of like a grainy brick. That's something I do quite often. Yeah, so when you like zoom in and you've got Vance over here standing on top of the, we'll ever find Vance, where's Vance? There he is. Thing. Of course he's not going to be there in his suit, but when you have someone standing on there, it looks like they're sort of standing on the surface. And I'll probably do the same thing to this one. Although that's going to have like a lot of other textures in front of it. So I'll show you how, I'll do this sort of patio thing. Sorry, the sort of plates. It looks like they've got some sort of wet looking cement all over here. I'm doing this in a new layer, by the way, so I can put like a different kind of noise on it if I need to. And then I'm going to make my rule for this. I make little rules, whenever I draw things like this. My rule is that I will have like a 2-pixel border for this roof cement guard thing. So this is 2 to 2. This is going to be 52. That's okay. And I'll cut this one down. That's okay. That was okay. said 2, right? So that means these need an extra. I guess I do like a lot of back and forth with this stuff. And then the front is actually not like that, I guess. The front is kind of, has like a little bit of this here, and then, I don't know if you can see, like, here. So that looks to me like something that would be like 1 or 2 pixel width, you know, like a little separation, a little dark separation, so we get like a little shadow. So I'll just maybe a little lighter than that. In the picture, the roof curves a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I will choose to emphasize the hardiness of the Taiwanese architecture. And actually, I see now, this is 2 pixels, it's probably going to be too much, probably too dark. So I'm going to put like another sort of more like a lighter brown, or maybe like sort of a darker brown, little wooden layer there. So I'll just get here. That's even too bright. Yeah, there we go. This is looking pretty flat so far. I need to add some like little character pieces. Probably what I'm going to do is when I finish one side of this, I'll probably cut it again and just flip it over again. But I like to have it on both sides so I can sort of see what it looks, and then I just do details on one side, if you know what I mean. Probably this one is too straight up, okay. I'm skipping all my sort of like layer naming practices. I'm sure you have your own. I'm not going to bug you about that. I don't know if I'm satisfied exactly with this with the hardness of this black. And I think these bricks right now are looking way too noisy. So maybe I've never done this before, but I know that there's a reduce noise thing. Maybe that's just what this is made for. Maybe we can do like this. Yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah, so they'll sort of smudge it a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Now it looks much more of like a texture, although I think it's lost some of the nice graininess, the nice hard graininess. So, in a normal situation, you know, like if you were actually drawing every pixel, you would go through and make sure that each part of this had like a nice little random color distribution, or each brick was like a separate color. But I think that that's way too much work. So personally, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and take like a little. I'll just be satisfied with the amount of color variation that I have, and not worry about each brick being exactly a different color. So now I'm going to need to like, this is trouble because I will actually probably need to copy this curve. Oh no, I was drawing on this. Okay, I gotta go back. That's okay. Do some naming here. House roof rim. House this is. Delete that one. Now it's becoming clear. Okay, and here's the sun. This is obvious, but this will be the sky. Okay. So even now I'm seeing, ooh, what's this? I think this is the house roof fill. It's out of touch. Okay, there we go. Right now, I think I'm gonna have to go through here and actually, okay, so I'm gonna add my little roof tile layer here, but this one will probably be thinner. The other one's, I'm not gonna name it because I'm just gonna delete it pretty much right after, but this is gonna be pretty thin. I'm sure you have a better way of doing these curves. I don't. I'll just try to get the same distance between them. Merge those. Copy them. Merge, copy. I'm not sure how I'm going to bend all these and stuff, but I'll worry about that a little later. I'll make some adjustments. By which I mean I'm not sure how I'm going to vary the slope here in order to kind of looks like he's living in a McDonald's. I think it's these, I don't know, I think it's maybe it's because it's perfectly white on the bottom and there's no like door or anything, but oh well, we'll just keep going. I think I'm gonna good times there. And it looks to me like in this house, looks like there might actually be some sort of like red in between the bricks here. It's like it's double layered or something. So actually what I'm gonna do is I will probably copy this part of these roof areas and copy that and paste it again, but then make it like a little less maybe one more time. Yeah, now we've kind of got some shading looking stuff, but looks a little too artificial and it's not blending very well with the background with the brick. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe what it needs is some like a nice hard color next to this. So like, let me just copy it one more time. Make that super hard. And then that's sort of darker, maybe brown. Yeah, nice brown there. And then we'll make the other one black, I guess. Sure. I guess that's looking a little better, although I'm still a little annoyed that this part got recolored. Well, I can just do that. I can just redo that later. Like now. Okay, erase some of my. There we go, now that's back to its original flavor. Add like a little bit of color. Okay. Cool. I'm a little more satisfied with that now. There we go. Okay, so the roof is partially done. But it still looks like it's got like some detail here. So I'm gonna go back and try this. You know what? This color, I don't like this color. Yeah, it needs to be like that. And then I'm maybe gonna put it in its own layer. So I can add some noise to it later or now. Later or now. Let's try 1.5. Yeah, about that. Okay, so now I'm starting to have like a bit of a plan. So again, it looks like this is really just going to be erased in parts, and then it's got like this weird color there. So I'll try to do the yellow there. See what I can do. It's going to sort of like be a dark yellow, sort of like a destroyed yellow. And I'll use the house fill for that, I guess. So now I've got this kind of nice thing here, and I'll put a little gray there, so it looks like it's being supported. Except it should be 3 because the other one's 3. Okay. And we could redo that a little later. Let's do that. Shoot. I'll put 1 here. House fill. Okay. Okay. And I guess I'll steal that and put it over here again, and also over here. Okay, well, I like the way that this sort of top looks, this area looks okay, but I think that this problem is still going to bother me. This problem of the too many colors, there's just too many colors there. Let's combine some here. Okay. Yeah, so it's this layer I've got a problem with, the roof panels. I have a few options. I don't really like the colors, so I guess I could try to do some kind of, maybe they could be multiply? I don't like that. First thing to do is to take them out of there, and oh, that's not good. Oh, I can turn this off, that's good. And maybe make, I want to delete that. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I take these out and use them to multiply onto the red. Multiply, what do you say? Now subtract or divide. Maybe the problem is just that they're almost not the same, like here that the roof is the same color as this almost, and I'm making it a lot different. Let me try to change the hue here. That could be it. Still in dark and a little bit more normal. Cool. Sort of. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll try to add some noise to it. That's looking a little better. slightly more realistic. Actually, I kind of like it even more when it's got all this garbage in it. That kind of looks good. Although I think that there's too much. Yeah, it needs to be a little less loud. And we need like a little bit of red in there, I think. And then it'll look better. Let me just get my old brown back here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add some noise here. See if we can get something acceptable. Yeah, it's looking kind of like an older stone house now. Kind of looks very temple-y. Doesn't look like it's very falling apart yet, but that's okay. Maybe I'll put some more like sort of nice stuff in there, and we'll see how it goes. A little bit, like maybe some. Like just like a hint of like it's been fixed or something. I think that's the problem, is that it just looks sort of decayed but not fixed. Maybe it needs like some. Maybe it just needs something modern. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. It actually looks okay because it looks like the. Let's do that across. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks kind of like a little better, I guess, because it's looks kind of like a shadow, which makes sense for this situation. And we'll do another one. Connect them so we can fill. Yeah, no, I think that's starting to look a little better. I'm still not satisfied with these spaces in between the panels. I think because I just don't know what they are yet. Maybe they need to provide some kind of outline for this brick. Like maybe this brick needs to have like a little. Just have like some little something there. Yeah, like some kind of like rainwear or something. Doing some things by hand is important because you get sort of like a random look, whereas if you copy and paste stuff a lot, it starts to all look very samey. Like this and this don't look the same at all. So that's good. And I think like adding little shadows like that can help a lot. So now his roof looks really dirty, which I like a lot. But I'm still sort of, I want something a little more like strong here. So I'm gonna take this and just bring it down here. I want the lines to just be like a little harder. Like it was actually part of the construction or something. Let me see if I can get the effect that I want. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Because we've got like we've got like the real actual line of the roof here, and then some shadow behind it and some garbage. I think that looks okay. My only concern is that we're not really getting the same. See, like what is this? Like this clearly lines up here, and then it comes down, and there's one missing here. I don't know why that is. I think it's because Photoshop just isn't meant for pixel art. It's not like exact like that. Maybe sometimes for performance it sort of doesn't highlight things correctly. Okay. Yeah, so I'll go with that for the rest of it. One more. No, I want that. Okay. Cool. One more time. There we go. Oh, it's kind of messy. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, same problem, I'm missing this like one pixel on the end, I don't know why. And talking to yourself while you're doing this is kind of entrancing. I hope that this is half and I don't have to make up any more in the middle. It looks like it's more than half, but we'll see. So now I'll sort of go ahead and consolidate these layers. So that I can duplicate the roof for the other side. So this is going to go into roof rim. Yep. This is a shadow. This is a shadow. That's all going into roof rim. We'll just call it roof now. We'll keep this one there for reference so we know exactly how long it's supposed to be. But I'm satisfied with that. And we'll combine, I think I'm going to actually, this is a dangerous situation. I think what I normally do in this situation is I keep a safe copy, so safe roof. And I'll put those in here. Because once you duplicate it and throw it out there, it's really, you can't get it back. So I'll just duplicate this and merge it and turn off the old one. So now, when I go ahead and do this, I'm playing with fake ones, right? And now, what I have to do, this will be fun. I'll sort of adjust the opacity here. half, so that's good. But I'm going to have to go back and delete part of this. So definitely I'm going to want to delete this stuff. Oh, shoot. No, that was not it. That was not the layer we wanted. We wanted this layer. Yep, okay. And this stuff in the middle is probably going to be tricky, but I'll just try to do something fancy to get it in there. So now we're stuck with there we go. Now we're stuck with these two even sides, which are actually uneven. Looks like maybe I should cut some out of here. I'm just guessing. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. That looks okay, actually. I don't know. I don't know if it looks okay. I just combine. I'll leave them here for now, just because I'm lazy. But so now we have sort of like the roof of this house. Hopefully it looks pretty similar, but pixelated. And oh, look at that, magical. We actually lost the gray stuff here. But I'll combine these two roof halves. So now we have those as separate things, and I'll just draw these little things back in here. Okay. Actually, I want these to be like one thinner. I'll add a little deviation in there. Okay, there we go. So now we've got this house roof. And I guess the next step is to go ahead and do part of the actual house. But right now, we could go by and perhaps do like another part of this, you know, like his driveway or something. Or maybe it would be fun to even go ahead and do some stuff on the grass so that we understand more about how his house is, like what is at his house. Because right now I sort of feel like he's just in the middle of nowhere and we can't even see anything. Like there's no ocean or anything, and there should be in the background. So I'll go and let's go and steal the ocean a little bit here. That's fine. I'll go and put the ocean back here. There we go. Now we have a little bit of a better idea. And the sun should go on top of that, which is good. And then on top of that, we'll have more of this sort of sparkly sun stuff. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look quite right. I don't care exactly if it's enough or too much. Okay, that's good. Actually, in the other picture, the ocean curves a little. So I'm actually going to curve it a little. I'm going to see if I can do this without getting too much anti-aliasing. Get that sort of like cartoony curve of the earth sort of stuff. I guess I probably could have done that just on myself, but what am I pushing? I'm pushing different. Oh, I'm pushing this. Okay. I'll just fill that in. Oh, that didn't look good. Why didn't that look good? Maybe because we need to grab from over here instead. So like whenever you do like any kind of transforming or anything, you always get this super ugly anti-aliasing, which does not look like you actually did it. It looks computer generated, which is no good. I think the sun, it's okay for the sun to look computer generated and perfectly circular. But that's because it's meant to be like this. Maybe because it's meant to be so far away that that any imperfections in it couldn't be seen from this distance. I don't know. I don't really know what my thinking is there. Let's move fans away from the house here. Of course, he won't be in this spacesuit. Like right now, he's got this white spacesuit on, and you can't really see him or read him in front of the house. But we'll change that because he'll be in his clothes when he's here. So I haven't drawn him in his clothes yet. Yeah, so I think maybe drawing his like little driveway now would be a good idea. So I'm gonna go in front of here. No, don't want that. Quickly I end up with way too many layers, so let's get with the driveway road. His driveway is actually supposed to be dirt, or maybe it's just dirt. It's like asphalt and then turns to dirt as it approaches his house. So I'm gonna get like sort of an asphalty color. I'm not even gonna bother because the dirt doesn't reach his house according to this. According to this, it's like, you can't really see it, but you know, you can see it sort of like turns to dirt over here. So maybe I'll do like a, I don't know, I have to do some color change there, but we'll see. So let's see. Okay. So I'll get some nice brown color here. And I will draw, I'll try it, see what happens. We draw some kind of cul-de-sac here. That looks goofy. Maybe just a simple drive in there. Okay. Go behind Vance actually. Vance over again. This is good, except the end of the driveway should be pretty straight. Or at least curved a little like that. And let's try now to draw his little like driveway area here. I actually, here we can see this like little patio. I actually do like the idea that he has some grass growing out of his driveway or something, because he just doesn't have time to work on it. So I'm gonna draw, first I'm gonna draw his patio, like the basic shape of his patio, which would be kind of, that's too big. Maybe it's some kind of like semicircle, and it's not even, it was never like planned or anything, it was just, shoot, actually like that. go. Yep. So, you know, like he doesn't really have like an official, like nobody ever planned this. It's just kind of like, whatever. I even see like this, even you can start to like that there's like a little grass and patio showing through there. So now what I'll do is I have this, used this filter before that actually I really liked. I think it was this one actually, yeah, it was the colored pencil one. That makes this sort of brushed concrete look. Although that looks a little too metallic. I think I want like a some of these filters at this level, like it doesn't. Oh, I actually really like that. Just sort of guessing around. You get like some sort of like streaks there. Ooh, I like it. It looks like worn concrete. Let's do it. I don't know. Maybe it needs some noise. Oh, I don't know how that looks. I guess it's okay. Maybe it needs to be like a... Maybe it needs to have like sections. So let's try selecting all of it. Let's see if we can get that. And then actually put this on top and color it again. Take that color down a little bit. Or actually, let's put it back. And take the... That's what I get for pushing things. Pushing buttons I shouldn't be pushing. Let me try... Like maybe there was like an earthquake or something. Part of it, no, that's a little too much. Part of it didn't really get repaired. So his patio's in like 3 sections. And then we go back and we add that to the original sort of layer, effect thing. By decreasing the opacity. Like that. I don't know, it doesn't look really right, does it? Looks a little too strong. But I do like that idea. Actually, I like the idea that the shadow would be over here. Because that means that the sun would be not affecting that part of the building. So maybe this is more of a shadow. And this needs to be lighter than the other one, actually. It's a little too light. Yeah, like that. Maybe that looks a little better. Let's try to cover this up. Yeah, kind of like that. Except I'll probably go back with a large sort of eraser. Not too large. Like this. And turn the opacity down so I'm only like erasing very little and just sort of get like kind of a speckled sort of transitions that way. Cool. Yeah, so now it looks a little more done. I can see already that we're going to need some shadowing over here, like for this part of the house. So we'll have to work that out. Not yet, I'm not too worried about it, but the other thing we're going to need to do, so let me just combine all these patio layers. Patio. Now we have our driveway and we have the patio, but they're not really connected yet, so I'll just draw like a little path, like people walk from all parts of the driveway and sort of destroy the grass. I'll draw some grass like on top of this driveway later, maybe. I'll draw like a little, oh jeez, get out of here. I put G like 60 times to get back to normal. Yeah. Francis' house, not so well taken care of. Sure, and his scooter just goes like right here. I don't really have a scooter drawn yet, but I'll go back and draw it a little bit. Obviously, I wouldn't expect anybody to like think about this stuff as much as I do, but I find it helps to like sort of tell myself the story of this place while I'm driving, while I'm drawing it. Because then I have like a reason for doing things. Let me think about this for a minute. So, it's looking a little better. Of course, we know at some point actually we're gonna have to turn this off, like to see the interior of the house. So why don't I just try to draw the interior of the house for you so you can see how I sort of draw things inside a house. When I do draw things inside, I will draw like a frame so we can see the walls, and then I'll draw the objects inside and maybe the interior windows and stuff. So I'll turn off the house. Ooh, that's cool. Turn off the house for a minute. Actually, I'm not satisfied. I don't really want to do that yet, actually. Sorry. I'm gonna get out of that mode. I think I would like to do the front of the house first. And so I'll refer back to my picture again here. And it looks like what we've got is like a door with like a red, sort of iconic chair that no one's using, or maybe a plastic stool, which is totally Taiwan. I'll probably do the plastic stool. And these windows with like bars on them because you don't want thieves to get in your house. I guess that's one method of security. So I'll be 2 versions of it. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll put Vance sort of in front of this house so we can see how big the door should be. And let me actually make a few groups here so we can turn things off. I'll put all the roof things in one category. And what's this? I don't know what that is. That's the house. So I'll make a house group. We'll keep the porch. That could be part of the house group. So I'll just put it in here. So I can turn both those off at the same time. The patio and the driveway will both probably be. I'd actually, I guess zoomed in, even zoomed out, it looks a little too like gradienty. Like you can see how this has like a distinctive line of shadow, which I like. But this is just sort of like gradient. It doesn't even look like there's any kind of like cartoony sort of shadow there. So I'll have to go back and fix that later. But not now. I'll make a group for like outside. And put that, what's this layer? This garbage layer. Yeah, if you don't keep the stuff organized, it just gets out of control, man. Here, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'll move it over here. So you can see I've got a couple groups, and obviously this one, and the sun and the ocean and the sky, these in the edge grass. These ones are all going into the outside. Ooh, that's not good. Which should go behind, I guess, the house. Yes, that's better. Okay, good. So we're a little bit organized now. And we know where things should be. Okay, so now for this house. Let me see if I can draw. I'll try to keep, maybe I'll make his house like a bunch of colors and make it a little more fun. Because I don't want it to be too depressing. Like, Vance is a guy who enjoys some nicely, you know, like he's got a car that has like a bunch of fun, different colored parts on it. So he's got like this sort of like gold paint doorway thing. And the house is quite old, so maybe it's, the doorway is a little wide. No, we actually want to delete that. Yep. Oh no, didn't cover up the bottom. Gotta cover up this part. Okay, so far, maybe this will just be like the, he'll actually have like a reddish door, but we're sort of inside this golden portal thing. Yeah, there we go. And it's not just like a regular, it's not like a flat color, it's like planks of wood that are knocked together. This one is a slightly different color. Sure. And then maybe we need a door. So what is, I don't know. Remember what this door looks like? Oh my God, there's no door. We'll just give him like a nice normal door with like some windows or something. So we'll have like a little window or something. Maybe even, oh, a screen door would be perfect, right? I wonder if we can do a screen door. Maybe I'll you know, when we're drawing this, we also have to think about how we'll program it to open, because, or I don't know, maybe it won't open, but, you know, how it'll look if it has to open is important. So like, right now I'm thinking that we would have to somehow have the door like like when it opens, this is obviously the whole frame of the door, but when it opens it'll have to do like this kind of thing. And that's okay, it'll look kind of like Sega Genesis-y. We'll have like, here's the sort of the piece of wood that goes through the screen door, and the bottom has a lot of wood because people are always kicking it. Obviously, we're going to have to do a lot of scuff marks here. This door. Actually, I'd like to move this up a little more, so it's like a little more even. Yeah, it looks better. Obviously, Vance won't be this tall when he's not wearing a spacesuit. He'll be like 1 or 2 pixels shorter, so it'll be an appropriate sized door. And maybe even we need to make this a little smaller here, so that we'll have time for we'll have space for the latch. Yeah, that's good. A little more? Yeah, sure, why not? But this needs to be a little lower for certain. Okay. And we'll add, his door frame is probably going to be, his handle is probably going to be a pretty nice handle. So it'll be like that, and I'll have like a nice little hinge here. I love to do this. I love to do like little details on this stuff. So you have this, and then like maybe these are like nailed into the door, so it's like that, but maybe, no. Maybe we gotta go back, and I'm not quite satisfied with this, because it needs to be a little lower and maybe the other way to add some sort of like comic largeness to the door. Like some features are always larger. So now you can see like if Vance were to walk up to the door, he could reach the door and it would be big enough for his hand. Like too big for his hand. And now again I'm reconsidering. Oh no, I'm in Vance. I want to go back to the door. Yeah. Maybe like they're at the same height, and then, this looks sort of like awkward and too large. So I'll make this another 2 pixels big. That big. Okay, cool. So now I've got a door on his house. It's not textured in any way. And obviously, when we go through it, we'll be able to see the other side. We'll just leave it there. So it looks like you can see inside some kind of house. Maybe actually I will make it black for now, just to screw with myself, just to make it a little easier to see there. There we go. So now we've got, sort of an interior here you can look back at. Make it a little more red just so it looks like it's actually part of the house. There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to rough up the door right now. I'll probably move on to doing the window. And I really... this is like sort of like a more, I don't know, I guess it looks like sort of an old-fashioned window. The ones now are mostly like barred, and they have like, a dark thing on top. They have like it's like very little light coming through. And I think Vance, because he lives in this sort of like way out, you know, he probably has to worry about security, so I'm gonna give him like a little window with some colors. I don't want to vary the colors too much because I don't want his house to look like goofy, fun playtime. I just want it to look like it's actually, there's been some attempt, but not too much of an attempt to keep it in style, you know, to match the other colors. So I'll do that, down a little bit, because his ceilings will be quite high. And I'll have another one. Eventually, you know, I'm gonna delete these, but just for now, I'm just gonna put them here to see how it looks. See if it actually looks balanced, like a house that someone would actually live in. And then I'm pretty sure that Vance would have, you know, there would be like another window on the side here. You know, we have like lots of windows. He's an astronaut, so he likes to look outside. Okay, so we'll just merge all these layers because I'm just going to delete most of this stuff anyway. But okay, so for the outside, I'm just going to look at some. I'll just have to look at that picture again and reference it. Look at one more time. This one, I think this might be a little too much. It might make it look a little bit too much like a prison or something. So I actually like this one better, the chain link. And actually, I think what I'll do is delete the middle of this one and of this one. So that now I can maybe add some lighter color here. And I'm not too worried about how hard this is going to look right now, because I'm going to turn down the opacity to make it look like it's thinner that it's thinner than it actually is. I'm doing this in the house anyway. Get out of the house layer. Put it in a layer so we can adjust it separately. Yes. Okay, and that's good because then we'll just I don't know, it looks a little too hard, it looks a little too small, don't you think? Maybe it would just be more like this, something a little less serious. Yeah. Okay. Of course, it's not lining up perfectly at the bottom. I have a choice. I could try to line it up perfectly, or I could not care. I think what I'm going to end up doing is drawing an extra pixel of height here, and moving this down. Oh, sure. This, I think it is. Okay. Yep. I think I'm going to end up down like this so that I can have that sort of nice even look to it, like that, so it looks like it was actually fit there. Okay, this is what we want. I'm going to just duplicate that. Actually, we probably don't want this row here. We'll just match it up like that. Okay. Move it over again. Okay, it's looking pretty good there. Yep. Yeah, so it looks really, oh my god, we got like an effect from that. I don't know if you can see it. Like, it's that same effect you get when you like look at this and all you can see are the black dots in between it. Maybe we need to do some very, very light. It needs to be like very light. So it won't distract the eye too much. Maybe that's his shade or something. I've just changed my mind. Maybe that's his shade. That's not actually his window. And actually the bars on his window are a little more straightforward. So he'll have just like two of them or something. You know, so people can sneak in and take all his jewels, but they can't steal his refrigerator. And of course, it'd be good to do this in a separate layer because these things rust, we know. Just give them one sideways one. Will be on this side, huh? Yeah, I think that looks okay. I don't think this will be necessary though. Sort of destroys the illusion. Okay, yep, so that looks sort of secure and he's got something going on behind there. And now the goal is to, I think, we'll sort of, I don't want that much tolerance on that. We're just going to select these things. And I want to take those out. So that I can add noise to them. Sort of like rusty noise there. Oh, that's a little intense. Actually, I like that because he kind of lives by the sea, so you know his house is going to get kind of messed up. Like all the paint is going to come off. And, yeah, I kind of like that. It looks kind of like homey. Okay, so this is, okay, so these are all actually the same. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't want that. This is a cool tool, so I'll take this out, copy this, and then I'll actually go ahead and delete this one. And then I'll paste it. And reverse it. So that I can get a good idea of where it's actually supposed to be, you know, how far away from the, see, I told you this does it this, there we go, it does this sometimes. Okay, so now we know our original estimate for that was kind of incorrect. I'll do that, and then I just have to delete this part behind the window. Give it a nice clean look. Okay. And this one, I think, actually, I am. Okay, so now we have all the windows in one layer. And I actually, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to like for me to copy all this stuff out and try to like create like a textured look for this. So I'm just gonna do it the quick and easy way. I'm just gonna add some little speckles there on those windows. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're almost ready to do the main front of the house, which I do want it to have kind of a cool look, like a, you know, like sturdy, or that it's at least been repaired a few times. So first, I think I'll probably have to do the door. It's too bad that there's no more, like I'm still just doing like all this architecture stuff, because all this detail is, you know, like drawing vents and drawing the hinges on the door and drawing the bars over the front of the window, you know, and drawing these little things on top is really like a fun part of drawing this stuff. You know, like doing the texturing for the ground and stuff isn't so interesting to me. But let me see if I can get like a really light effect on the door. That'll be okay for now, but it looks almost the same as this thing. It's almost the same as the patio, which we don't want. So we'll have to probably darken the patio a little bit, which I believe is in the outside area. Yes. Okay, so we'll do the brightness. Vibrance, you know, vibrance can help us. Adjusting the right thing. Oh no, I'm not. Never mind. What we really want is probably... Oh, it's in the house. Okay, the porch. Oh yes, it was the porch. Let's adjust that. Make that just like a little bit darker. Maybe a little lighter than that. Yeah, there we go. That way we don't get such like an effect of like looking at the black and the whiteness of the house. Even though the white is going to be, this house is never going to be this white. Okay. Cool. Actually, the door, for the door, I really want to have like a little, like it looks like it's sort of been nailed in there. sort of like that. And maybe for we'll get some little how the house was constructed. I mean, sorry, how the door was constructed. I guess if I was going to do this for real, I would go ahead and I would do like different colors for each wood part or something, but okay, I'm not going to do that. One thing I will do though is sort of make the outside of his house, the outside of this door should be like sort of like a wood color. I'm going to use multiply and or maybe just normal and just do the opacity, because his house, I mean, like the edge of the door here, like it's been slammed so many times, you know, it's just the paint is coming off, so do like a little bit there and a little bit there and a little bit there. Yeah, this effect is pretty strong right now, but then we'll go and do this and it'll be much more subtle. And one reason I wanted to do that is because then I can sort of have the edge here this actually looks a little too large, a little too uniform, in my feeling. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay. And I think this is, although this is a screen door, it's the screen is probably a little too fine to be seen at this, you know, by the player. So that's fine. Okay, we'll leave the door like that. Merge this layer. Okay. And the house now is going to be an interesting thing. I mean, I guess first I'll have to add some noise. Let's just see what that looks like. He's got like a stucco house or something. Yeah, I guess that looks okay to start. Maybe we want to, this is just a hypothesis, maybe in order to keep the house the way it is, I think what I want to do is this. Merge layers, turn this off for now so we can erase like parts of the house. It seem like there's like pieces missing from it or something. Cool. It's got a big problem there. I think too much. Just one. I think his house, I think that probably it looks done, except for the fact that it looks a little too perfectly uniform, you know? Like there's nothing coming out of it, or there's nothing wrong with the house. There's nothing wrong with the paint. So personally, Um, if you were doing like some kind of if you're doing some kind of metallic object like a space, something in space that's very new, you might not care about this too much. It might be enough to add noise. But in my case, I think I would like to add like some little details. Like something about how like the house was, the door is sort of like set in the house. So we need to have like, I'm not erasing anything, right? Okay. We need to have like this little area around the door. And the windows too. Yeah, that looks good for now. And maybe, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a little shadowing underneath the thing. There's like some shadowing here. Maybe like kind of like a lazy shadow here. Shadow gets a little bigger as it goes. Yeah, because like with the, like we were doing before with the porch, with the driveway rather, like maybe the shadow like sort of crawls around the house in an interesting way. Still not happy with this. Sure, why not? Just to add some lighting, 2D lighting is much more fun than 3D lighting, I think. Okay, now we color it in. Oh, it's in front of the thing. Okay, put it in front of the windows. And then we've got like kind of like a little shadow here. It's looking better. I think I would still add this shadow over here. Okay. And maybe his house is like a little dirty. I don't know. It's like a little dirty. Maybe it needs like some little. Maybe he had some smoke coming out of here at one time. Because this is near the cooking area or something, I guess. So this part of the house is blackened a little bit. And this part is the part where he always scuffs his shoes or kicks his shoes on the. Yeah, there we go. Even after we lighten this, it's going to need to be. A little better. Okay, we see that this is now going to need to be. Oh, shoot. Yeah, sure, we'll go there. And there. mean, even this is going to be a little too uniform. We'll have to erase it a little bit to make it a little more light. So it looks like the effect has been faded somewhat over time. Yeah, it looks good. I don't consider this to be anti-aliasing. I don't think it presents a problem because it doesn't look perfect. It just sort of looks like someone's intentionally drawn like a scar on the house. So like for me that's okay. Like I don't actually care if so now the house looks, I guess, a little more, I don't know, you can tell. You can decide for yourself what you think. I think the house looks a little more used. And it looks like his house. I think we're still missing some things from the scene, but I thought I would try to draw at least part of one complete thing, so you would be able to see what I do. I'll come back to something else later. Thank you.